That was a lot of running. Hello, Owl fans, and welcome into a brand new edition of OwlAccess Pass, our first of 2022. I'm Lindsey Moppert. This show, built for social media, will air each Tuesday this spring with a recap of all things Temple athletics from over the weekend. Let's start today's show off with a Temple team that hasn't played a single game in nearly 2 weeks. That's right, it's been 13 days since the men's basketball team has been in game time action. The Owls' last matchup was against Tulsa on January 12th, where Temple managed to pull out a win and continue on its 3-game win streak. But since then, Temple has dealt with 2 straight game postponements, meaning that 4 of their last 9 games have been postponed due to COVID protocols. And 2 of the games they actually did have were played without head coach Aaron McKee. The list is long for the other teams in the AAC, and every team has had at least 1 postponement. But Temple has actually sits atop the list.
You know, it's something we have no control over. We're going to continue to prepare. And, you know, as we've been responding throughout this pandemic, as we call it, we have to position ourselves to be ready to pivot.
Man, it feels like we haven't played in a month. You know, 2 weeks feels like a month for us. But you know, we're all ecstatic to get back out there tomorrow, and we're just going to play our hardest and play to our maximum potential. You know, from 1 to 15.
On the other hand, the women's team dropped an overtime battle to the South Florida Bulls over the weekend. The game started out with both teams staying neck and neck until Temple took a 5-point lead moving into the second quarter. Soon after, USF picked up a 1-point advantage and then had a 6-2 run in the third, giving the Bulls their largest lead in regulation. Hanging right in there with USF, Temple nearly closed the deficit, but not quite. The Owls were trailing by 2 points with time running out in the fourth when Mia Davis hit a layup, sending the game into overtime. But the Owls failed to capitalize on the opportunity, with USF taking over in overtime, a final score of 75-67 as Temple falls for the first time in conference. And now it's time for a brand new segment called Who's Hot? It's pretty self-explanatory, so let's get started. This week, I've picked 1 player from the men's basketball team and 1 player from the women's, Davis and Dunn. Not Ray Dunn, but Damian Dunn. These 2 are obvious standout players on both squads. First, let's look at Mia Davis. She's averaging 18 points per game while pacing the conference in scoring. She's recorded 3 double-doubles and is really only about 3 to 4 games from breaking Temple's program record for career points. And now for Dunn. He leads the Owls in scoring, free throw percentage, and steals, all while ranking 2nd in assists. He has also been at the head of 2 separate buzzer beater game-winning buckets. These 2 standout players have been on fire lately, literally on fire. Both Davis and Dunn are in action this week, assuming no COVID concerns. Both the men and the women face the same school on the same campus, but on different nights. The men Tuesday and women on Wednesday, both against Cincy. Over the weekend, the fencing team didn't have to travel too far to compete in the Philadelphia Invitational, which took place here on campus and also at Penn. After going 2-1 in the first day, the 8th-ranked Temple team went 2-2 in the final day of the meet. It was a back-and-forth battle for Temple as they faced some of the top-ranked teams in the country. The Owls opened the day on a strong note, defeating the 6th-ranked Northwestern Wildcats. Temple then fell to the 5th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes in the second round, 16-11. The Cherry and White came back with some fire in round 5, beating UPenn, but to finish off the day, Temple just barely lost its match to Yale. The Owls will get a week off before heading to the Windy City for the Northwestern multi-meet on February 5th and 6th. The Temple Gymnastics team scored a season-high 195.825 at the UNH Tri-Meet over the weekend. The Owls added a win against Penn, but fell to New Hampshire by less than a point. In 3 of the 4 rotations, including vault, beam, and floor, Temple earned its highest team scores of the season. The Owls combined for 10 9.8s or better in the meet, including 2 9.9 coming from standout Juliana Rowland and freshman Hannah Stallings. And speaking of Stallings, it was her third straight meet picking up the all-around victory. There's one time of the year when the roles are reversed and the Temple Spirit Squad need cheerleaders of their own. Earlier this month, the Temple cheerleaders, Diamond Gems, and mascots all traveled down to Orlando for the UCA and UDA College Nationals. And one of those squads was looking to defend its national title.
It's hard getting to the top, but it's even harder to stay there. That was the reality for the Temple cheerleading team as it prepared a return to UCA College Nationals as the reigning national champions.
Determined, ecstatic, pumped, excited.
The idea of repeating as national champs is what pushed the Owls during winter break, where they practiced 4 to 8 hours every single day. That is until COVID hit. The squad lost a crucial week of full team practices in early January. And with 1 week to go, the Owls still managed to finish both of their routines just in time to head down south.
So we're getting our run-throughs in for traditional and game day, getting ready for tomorrow. It's going to be such a long day, but we're so excited. We can't wait to get on the mat and show everyone what we were working on.
And in Orlando, the Owls continued to practice and practice and practice one last time before their first performance. And even after 2 rounds of 0 deductions in the game day D1A division, the Owls fell short to Ole Miss by a 1/10 of a point, placing second in the nation.
Being second by .1 in this division is still an amazing accomplishment, and I'm proud of the team.
But the group wasn't done making history just yet. The Owls made it into the final round of the traditional routine for the first time in 10 years. They placed 6th in one of the most prestigious divisions in the entire competition.
This hard work and success has earned Temple plenty of national attention, not to mention plenty of bling. In the past 3 years, the Owls have earned 2 silver medals and 1 national championship. The Diamond Gems dance team also made its historic mark, advancing to hip-hop finals for the first time in 5 years. The squad placed 5th in the game day D1A division and 8th in hip-hop. And now it's time to introduce another brand new segment that I like to call Mop It Up. Each show I will pick my favorite Temple sports story, whether that be an event, game, or even a specific play of the week to talk about. And this week, my pick goes to the Temple football team. On MLK Day, led by new head coach Stan Drayton, the squad took part in a community service event focused on giving back to the North Philadelphia community. The day started with a funeral service held at the Liacouras Center for the 12 victims of the recent and devastating Fairmount fire. Later on, Stan Drayton and 84 of his players worked alongside the Philadelphia Fire Department to install smoke detectors in local residential homes. Drayton addressed the team after all of the work was done, making sure the guys knew that support from their surrounding community is crucial to their success. I personally loved this story because it just gives us a glimpse of what kind of coach Stan Drayton truly is and what he wants from his players. He has already shown us how he values these close-knit relationships with his team and community, which I know that's something that I was looking for in Temple's new hire. Every week is a busy week at Owl Sports Update Productions. The Monday Sports Brief, I'm here on Tuesday. We are live on TUTV at noon on Thursday with our signature show. Luke Milai and Josh Safran have the desk this week. And then on Friday, Courts in Session with Sage Hurley and Ray Dunn. That just about does it for this episode of OwlAccess Pass. It's been a lot of fun, but until next time, your access is up. For the entire crew, I'm Lindsey Moppert. Have a lovely week, everybody.